I'm gonna use one of the games from Progressive and focus on what they do with their positioning to just make things happen. And this is what a lot of strategists can do. All of those ideas can apply to any of your supports. It's just because you have your defensive resources, those can allow you to distract an enemy, those can allow you to be more aggressive on the field. Remember, this is really a high rank play, and see what they're trying to do right away is they're looking to set up on some sort of angle, and because you have mobility on the Jeff, you're actually able to go really deep, and that's what a lot of players don't do. I think with most of the support strategists, you just see them in the backline, and in reality you can just take deeper angles on the map if mobility allows you. The more mobility you have, the more opportunities you have to distract an enemy, and you making them waste resources. And your defensive resources, on the other hand, can allow you to just be more aggressive. So what kind of resources can allow this guy to be more aggressive? It's just opportunity for him to shift underground at any point of time. And also, we able to use the bubbles, and bubbles not only healing your allies, but it's healing you, first of all. And because you healing yourself, you're more in control of what's happening. You're not just relying on the enemy to do the action towards your teammates, or like you're not relying on your teammates to do the action and just be good at hitting those shots, but you're rather just thinking about how you can create value and force things to happen while supporting your team as well. Okay, so I just want you to really see how they position, going deep, and we form this nice off angle, kind of 90 angle on the map. This forces an enemy team to look in two directions, but meanwhile, we're supporting the most active members on our team as well, just looking to heal them up, maybe throw a few bubbles, and you're able to control the space this way. First of all, through the positioning. See how far deep they go. Why is that possible? Yeah, again, mobility. Mobility is really important. They also have this ability to just do extra. So this here, it freezes, slows down the enemy. I'm not sure about the exact numbers, but anyway, even though you don't have the opportunity to do, you don't have the team maps or something, you're always able to just put the general pressure on the map. Yeah, you always able to do that on any support. Try to just go in and take deeper angles if you have mobility. That is something what you could have done maybe on Rocket Raccoon as well. You could literally try to take deeper angles. With supports with the less mobility, like on Luna, you would typically try to play closer to your team, but still you can aim to do the same strategy, trying to take the more aggressive angles. We pull some attention towards us. Okay, we got them controlling the map really well there, and eventually they just keep supporting the most aggressive member there. Yeah, they just keep pushing the front line over here. So this is the time where once you got big advantage on the map, you can look to take more space, but you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful so you're not over pushing, but since they got enough mobility, they can push a little bit more. And remember, those small things, the bubbles, allow you to stay alive longer. So see how deep they're gonna go, and this is the time you can set up before the fight. I think this might be a little bit too deep, but yeah, if they manage it, if they just go towards the spawn, I think they can actually stay alive there. Now, it's all about synchronizing the pressure with the rest of your team. When I'm set up, because I want to make sure I pull resources towards me while my team goes in, I want to make sure it's valuable. So if I'm getting pushed, then my team can get value. If it's other way around, maybe this guy's pushing my team, then I'm able to do damage, and that's completely fine. Of course, on supports with more healing oriented, I think, like maybe Cloak and Dagger, maybe even Invisible Woman, again, you're not able to take such deep angles, but still, there's really good idea. So they exist on this really deep angle and just looking to shoot the enemy backline a lot and see how much attention it diverts. So what kind of resources we can divert? Maybe it's this Wolverine jump, or maybe we can divert the Bucky to just shoot us, or maybe there can be Luna Snow to just shoot us. How do you live? It's just by managing the cover. Cover is really important there. If you're able to manage it, if you're just able to play around the cover and kind of keep peek shooting, or in case of the Jeff, you can even try to shoot and then go underground, then shoot again. I just want to show you these little things they do. See, once guys are not shooting, him, he just keeps applying pressure and even not going underground. But once these guys are applying the pressure towards him, then he goes in between using the shift and pulling out of the ground. This is really impressive. Once they receive the pressure, there's a lot of those micros. I think it's going to be mainly shown in the duels. Once they're in the duel with something, they're going to be doing this quite frequently. So for example, see how they do it to just dodge stuff? So if all reinvented us, we don't want to take damage, so I can do this real quick and dodge him. And you can also dodge the projectiles the same way. It just allows you to exist on the angle more. Your defensive abilities is just for that. Now they're pushing the staggers and going towards the spawn again, while the rest of their team pushing. How much space it creates. It's crazy. All the attention, these guys are looking at him. Now, I think they go a little bit over aggressive. They want to be careful because there's a Lunar Snow ultimates being used, and I think their team might be pushed back, so there is something they have to keep in mind. Because they're trying to peek out, and this is really... what didn't work out there is there's a lot of pressure towards him, multiple angles able to shoot him. So there's a squid right around there, there's a Namor, and I think there's someone else in the back potentially can also shoot them a little bit as well. I don't think they have to peek out that wide, they just needed to take it more step by step. So watching him again going on the angle and see how he just solves the bubbles around the map to just allow him to sustain potentially if he's gonna get pushed. I think he's also thinking about the potential rotations where he's gonna go, just could stabilize. This bubble is really pretty sad. You see how the bubbles are placed? So if somebody pushes him and he's getting low while shooting, he can just grab the bubble and stay alive. Now the fight is over, we can look to push up, but most importantly set up again. Let's see where they're gonna be, where they're gonna go. Yeah, most likely again more flanky options. Their team is also taking an angle on the left side with Wolverine, also holding top there. That's good. Yeah, they probably will try to exist on this right side a little bit more, because this just gives them opportunity to turn the enemy attention around completely, do this 180 turn. Again, I will mention it's such a big strategy. I'm not just throwing the healing towards my teammates, but I can also force the action towards me and exist on the angle. So that is huge a lot of times. You can also throw the healing towards your teammates too, but that should be your second priority in my opinion if you're solo queuing. You're gonna use the bubble for speed boost at that side and speed them over the edge? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this makes total sense. Again, the bubbles to set up something, and you can also live if you getting pushed, I think. Just anticipating what my rotation's gonna be later. I think this is nice. Yeah, so just, again, getting pressured, have the bubble, go on the ground, maybe grab HP pack as well, have an extra speed boost obviously too, and this does so nice the pressure. And see, I've wanted to see how they use cover as well. They're not just staying out in the open, they're always choosing their duels and trying to isolate somebody. So this guy over here is trying to pressure me, let's just call it angle A, while angle B will have some trouble shooting me. They will have to peek this window. Maybe not ideal, yes, but still at least we're trying to isolate this duel A here. Maybe later we can try to go even deeper on the left, so we're only able to just be exposed to the window. You still need to have some of your bubbles, 2-3 bubbles, just in case you're gonna get pushed. Some of the bubbles for setup, it requires really good game sense, but most of your bubbles is just there to make sure you are able to stay alive. It's my opinion. It's on any other mobile character. I want to have most of my resources just in case I take a duel. Like on Rocket Raccoon, you would like to have your dash, for example. Okay. Now they just go in with ult and they decide to ult for the tempo. I think now it's 4, so the tempo is a little bit not on their side, even though they're using with ult. If they get 2 people there, they 100% should have a higher tempo and be able to have an advantage. They get 3 people actually, and just spitting them off. The Doctor Strange can try to stay alive though because of the shift. Wait, what happened? Oh, that was the dash. They get dashed off the map. There is something you can dodge with your shift, but they did already a pretty decent job. Okay, let's maybe watch just one more defense and then we'll watch the second player. First of all, early pressure. You need to farm your ultimate. Maybe you can just try to do some extra early pressure on the enemy, and later we can set up. But they're using their mobility because they have it. They can instantly go on the angle somewhere to the right while their team is attacking to the left. So that would look like something like their team is on the point. Let me just create the angle from here. Your team would be creating the angle from here while you create the angle from B, for example. Or you could just try to maybe go one deeper if your team is pushing you. By the way, you see those preset bubbles too? Just in case I'm getting pushed, so they anticipate they're gonna be playing this side probably. This is really nice. Did he gain 6? There's also another bubble, right? Let me see. Yeah, right there. 2 bubbles over here. 1 bubble over there, and there's another one. I think that's it. If you look at it from the bigger picture, they're running to support, so it gives the Jeff more options. Exactly. To have more freedom. Because you have 3 supports. But I really want... If you wouldn't have 3 supports, you still need to do more proactive stuff. A lot of supports, I think, staying passively, where they could take an angle, or they could just abuse the fact they have their defensive resources and open up the sideline. You need to do that as much as possible. The 2 bubbles to the side look like the setup they did last time when he ult at the end of the last match. Exactly. And now they're also supporting... Guys, I mentioned that you need to support as well. You need to support the most active angle in your team. You need to enable that. And what that angle would be. You see that? So we have multiple people. Okay, so this Wolverine guy was also using a shift. So I have this angle here. I have this angle over there. Those guys are the most active based on their position. And why they're the most active? Because it's just, they can see a lot, there's a good line of sight, they're able to apply active rush as well, so I need to pay extra attention to them while also shooting. First shooting, second enable the guys too. See, when there's downtime, this guy's out, I'm shooting, so maybe this guy needs help later. If he gets pressured, I can also heal him. They don't have line of sight because they dropped. I think they thought, okay, receiving more pressure because there's another Wolverine using abilities, so you can have those check marks, okay? So first check mark is position. Okay, what kind of position we got on the character? Another check mark could be cooldowns. Are those being used or not? And another check mark could also be ultimates, if you have that. And ultimate, it can be even higher on priority than cooldowns. But yeah, this is how we do it. So this has a good position, has cooldowns being used, thrown at them. I want to support that more. This only has good position, so only 1 check mark. And that's how you decide constantly. That is something what we'll talk about later.